Hey everybody, Rick and Nikki here, back at Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure for another beginner's guide. This one, all about the water rides.
Oh no!
Believe it or not, we're gonna start at Universal Studios Florida, which doesn't have any water rides. But there is a place in here that will get you completely soaking wet from head to toe if you want it to. Fievel's Playland has some splash areas and a kiddie water slide, but that's not the main place I want to show you here at Studios that's going to get you wet. That would be the Curious George Goes to Town water area. First off, very large splash pads here. Watch out for the water cannons as well. Oh, that one got me. But the star of the show, these water buckets right here. Ooh. Just listen for the warning bell. When you hear the bell, you know that big bucket of water's coming down. All types of little waterfalls, water spouts here and there and everywhere. It just looks refreshing on a hot Florida day.
So when our kids were little, this was one of their favorite spots to hang out. It's awesome in this area because you can just let your kids kind of run free. You know, where in the other parts of the park they might have to be a little contained. This part of the park is so much fun for the kids.
Let them run wild.
Exactly, and it's not just for kids though too. Grown-ups can run around and get soaking, sopping wet as well.
So really, that's it for Studios, unless you want to count getting spritz on a ride. You know, some of the rides always have like a little water spritzing, but I don't count that.
No, no, no.
So we need to head over to Islands of Adventure for the big water. Inside of Islands of Adventure is Toon Lagoon, and it is home to two of the most amazing water rides you'll find at Universal Orlando. And I'm talking about two rides that will get you completely wet from head to toe. Won't they, Nick?
Yes, known from personal experience. You get soaked.
There are several water features throughout the area that if you choose to walk through and get wet, you can. The first major water ride I want to tell you about, Popeyes and Bluto's Bilge Rat Barges, a rat ride. Guests under 42 inches may not ride. Children between 42 inches and 48 inches must be accompanied by a supervising companion. Oh, by the way, you will get soaking wet. The rapids are fast and dangerous on this ride. What's your record? How many times in a row have you been on this, Nikki?
We did it for a live stream one time and it was 5 in a row. I started to feel a little seasick.
I'll leave a link to the live stream then.
Oh my God,
Not prepared to get so wet? Well, Universal just happens to sell swimwear. Buy it before you get on the ride. But if you don't, there are towels for sale for after the ride. I might also add, they do have people dryers. Not only have you guys, my viewers, told me that dryers don't work so well, we've tried them once. You're right, they don't work so well.
no, all it does is just get you hot after the ride.
One of the main features of this water ride is this waterfall. Time it right. I consider a lucky seat to be the seat that goes right under the waterfall and gets you soaking wet.
I would disagree though. I would say the one that doesn't go under the waterfall is the lucky seat.
But it kind of doesn't matter because no matter what, you will walk off of this ride completely wet.
For sure.
And after you've done Popeyes and Bluto's Barges, you're already wet. Walk down the sidewalk here to Ripsaw Falls. And Dudley Do Right's Ripsaw Falls, a log flume ride. Think of Splash Mountain at Disney, but bigger splash. The Disney ride, you hardly get wet. This one, you will be completely wet by the end. Guests under 44 inches in height may not ride. Children between 44 inches and 48 inches must be accompanied by a supervising companion. And oh, by the way, you will get soaking wet. Do not wimp out. Do not wimp out and wear a poncho.
Honestly though, it really won't help. You catch so much air going down that last drop that really, it balloons out. It doesn't really help.
Now within the ride itself, there are 2 or 3 smaller drops that will get you kind of wet. But it's the last one here. It's the most fun and the most wet. In the summer afternoons, the wait time for Ripsaw Falls can get pretty long, but it does have a single rider line. They do have a test flume out front. I'm just telling you right now, big tall guys, they go in the back. I speak from experience. And if you don't think the riders got wet enough, water cannons. And speaking of water cannons, I should mention, I forgot, over at Popeyes and Bluto's Barges, they have Me Ship the Olive. Go on top of that ship, they're free water cannons.
And they're perfect. They hit the perfect angle.
These here at Ripsaw, you gotta pay for.
Oh, and the ones at Me Ship the Olive, the water is really cold.
We have now entered Jurassic Park for the water ride we call Scream, Splash, Laugh. The official name is the Jurassic Park River Adventure. Guests under 42 inches may not ride. Children between 42 inches and 48 inches must be accompanied by a supervising companion. You will get wet. You'll notice it does not say you will get soaking wet. Now, if you want to get really wet, I would suggest the front row or the sides of the raft. And each raft will have like its own splash. The older rafts don't splash as big. The newer rafts, which are numbered in the 30s and above, a bigger splash.
Right, now how can you tell the number? Is it just on the back?
It's on the back and the front.
Oh, in the front. Okay, so I guess you could prepare yourself mentally.
If it's in the 20s, a smaller splash. 30s and above, bigger splash. Now, if you do not want to get wet or so wet, I would suggest row 3 or 4 and in the middle.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Not too bad. So if you don't want to get super soaked like at Ripsaw Falls or Popeyes, Jurassic Park River Adventure may be your ride. I know the focus of the video is the water rides. However, we're kind of talking about getting wet in general. So even if you don't go on the ride, you can hang out here in the splash zone and get cooled off with some water. It's not an attraction, but this mystical talking fountain will sometimes spray water at guests. Universal does not classify Poseidon's Fury as a water ride, but I love this attraction so much, I'm going to count the water tunnel as a water ride. Okay, well the water tunnel's awesome, so I agree. And by the way, a lot of you try to tell me One Fish, Two Fish is a water ride. Not according to Universal's app, it is not. And there you go, my friends. That's everything you need to know about the water rides here at Universal Studios Florida and Islands of Adventure. Now, you're saying, Rick, there's a whole water park, Volcano Bay. Yes, there is. And I'm leaving links to those videos in the description box. Go check those out. But we're done for today. So as always,
Don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun.
Don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun.
Don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun.
thanks for watching Rix Flix, and now it's time to relax.